straight into the action here from WBUCC Portimão, Portugal, the first of its kind. First point already in the books. We've got reduced rounds, one backing up the next because of some inclement weather. I'm Stefan Rapazzo alongside Dmitry Doroshenko, and we're happy to bring you this game, late rounds, mixed division. We're still in pool play, and we've got an all-Spanish-speaking affair here. Guayota from Tenerife, part of Spain, of course, the island region, and Condor Ultimate, hailing from Mexico City. Dmitry, how you feeling? Excited about this one as Guayota takes a 1-0 early lead?
Quite excited about this one, even though looking at the initial seeds, one might think it could be one-sided, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be a little bit more affected by the weather rather than the skill as much. However, I think Guayota is a bit more used to playing on the sand and in the wind, but should be an exciting one.
Let's see how we go. There is a quick step in front by Navasa. That's Christina Navasa. There's a couple Navasas on this team. We will surely point out as the game moves on. Another connection. This is for a break. Diaz puts deep and does connect in the corner. That is Christina Navasa for the first break of the game, and it's 2-0 Guayota with a hold and a break quite quickly.
Great leading pass. They are doing the work, and yes, a very quick interception there, just a couple swings, and into the end zone for a very nice score. It doesn't seem to phase them at all, even though they were going against the wind for that break score, but it looked, yeah, nice and easy. Perfect start for Guayota.
Yeah, Guayota, of course, you know, a machine, an industry of churning out beach ultimate teams, great players, but mostly iterations. They are very, very team-based. You can plug and play, one in, one out. They're systematic. They won the European Beach Ultimate Championship in both open and women's a year ago. Now they've put their focus towards their mixed team, and that is a very scary proposition for those who face them. They are well-balanced and very talented across the roster. Here come the Mexicans. They need a couple passes. They have yet to complete one pass in their two possessions, so a rough start as far as they're concerned.
Nice flying bit there by Guayota, and they are coming up to pick it up and try to score, I guess, an easier point.
Gabaldoni gets things going, puts it up, middle of the pitch. That one, Carretero, and then moved on back over to Gabaldoni. He threatens the high release, goes the forehand side, straddled, not in. Spinning, Carretero goes full swing, stretches the field wide, and a pop pass in for a goal. Guayota really running here. 3 very quick goals.
Nice high release there. Yeah, great pop pass, as you said, and an amazing layout. Just tapped it in for the defense earlier. Great start for them, yes, and that was a downwind point, so a lot easier for them. Oh, and we see actually on your screens, that was, I think, a daughter of one of the Guayota founders.
Ah, exciting stuff. We got some of the royalty, the history of the team on the sidelines here. Everybody's making their way to the beach, despite the gray skies and raindrops you see today. Yesterday was glorious, and it is what we expect here in Portugal for the remainder of this tournament. I was talking to David Birdwell and Mario Cantu of the Condor team prior to the game. They did say this is a very Mexico City team. They do have 2 add-ons, one from the Netherlands, one from Colombia. But they did win their national championship for the first time this year. They are gearing up. All the focus for them is on this tournament. And despite the slow start in this game, they are here exactly for this reason, to fight their way out of any game they're into.
Even though I think they're a little bit more grass-oriented, but yes, a lot of focus on beach for them now. And a long shot
hanging and too far. And again, the Mexican offense not able to get going at all, Dimitri. Not even a single pass completed in their 3 attempts. That is a tough way to put yourself on the defensive side of the disc.
Yeah, very difficult situation, of course, they found themselves. And maybe they are trying to switch it up a little bit in this particular point and play Huck and D, very similarly to the previous game, but
the wind has died down
True.
a bit. It is still windy. That's no kidding around out here. It's a windy day. You see those flags moving, but it has died down compared to what was forcing people into Huck and D not long ago. Sebastian Spiegel, the World Games player from Germany, who lives in Tenerife, gets that one going. The big shot hangs up and just beyond the hands, unable to get there for Guayota.
I think she was unable to actually get into a position for a layout. She wasn't sure where the disc was coming from, and yeah, unfortunately, that disc ran away from Lorenzo.
So this disc put into play. Mexicans send the backhand up, and that one's going to be another of the same. A 1-throw turnover, and Guayota will pick up second chance to break.
Yeah, not a single completion there, and Guayota basically had 3 defenders under that disc, so they knew exactly what is open.
The big shot goes up, hanging, and into the breadbasket for another goal. Guayota pouring it on, and they are out to a 4-0 lead. 3 breaks in a row after opening with a hold.
Great arcing pass, roll curve. Not many, maybe not so easy to read, but yeah, great adjustment by the receiver, and another score for Guayota, 4-0. Very unfortunate, of course, for Condor that they cannot yet complete a pass, but hopefully this will change in this point. And of course, Condor has quite a lot of very interesting players. They have a few UDL players, lots of experience, of course, but so far not really coming together for them. The pull is coming up, and that's going to be just in, but rolls out. So the disc will be brought to the end zone line, and let's hope Condor can complete a pass here.
Here they come. It's all on the line. Success. They've got a completion. And another. Playing in their own end, Condors. That high release goes around by Bautista, who gets it back, fires deep, and it's macked twice, but Gabaldoni gobbles it up. Now into the hands of Dorta and sent deep. Boom, that's a goal. Ortiz on the other end collects and makes it 5-0. Guayota flexing their muscles.
What a layout, what a grab there for the receiver in the end zone. Not an easy catch to make and also follow that disc, but also, yeah, great throwing prowess, I think, is being showed by Guayota. They are used to, I'm sure, playing in the wind and playing on the sand and finding these spaces and measuring the speed of the receiver. Great work by the receiver. Nice layout.
Jaiza Ramos Diaz. Excellent chase. Way to throw the body at the last moment. Again, we talked about it off the top, how good Guayota is expected to be, a double gold medalist in Europe in both of the single gender divisions. They've played a lot of mixed as well. It's not like they were doing this as an experiment, but they're really consolidating 2 championship squads to make as deep of a run into this one as they can. Condor playing behind the disc.
Nice grab. Quite calm at the moment, so which is nice to see. They're finally finding their feet.
Far sideline, Cantu has his hands on the disc, waits for a shovel pass, but goes into the backfield. And the back pass there misses, and a very short field for Guayota. Looking to go up and over, looks to the short side. The cut has come, and it fades out of bounds. No catch available.
Yeah, the bit was there, but I think it was a little bit too far and out of reach of Aneiros there. So Condor will have another bite at this point.
And I think there was a block on that throw in
I
the
think
midst
so.
of it. Not, it was a hand block off of the mark, so in the lane, but great work. Jimenez to get the hand on it. He picks it up, looking for the double happiness. Fires in, finds a lane. Marta Ortiz is there for the goal. 6-0, Guayota pouring it on.
Yeah, in the driver's seat right now, not having any problems. Of course, they did have a couple of turnovers themselves. I think that was the first one, if I remember correctly, by Guayota. But yeah, every mistake that Condor makes is being punished by Guayota and by their prowess on sands.
Just too good. Timeout has been taken, presumed by Condor. We're going to take a short break, too, and be back with more action. Don't you go anywhere. Guayota flexing their muscles over Condor Ultimate from Mexico City. Timeout taken by Condor. Any simple messages you would be passing on at this stage, Dimitri?
I think complete more passes and maybe create more space. I do not see a lot of space created by them, and Guayota seemed to cover everything, so maybe try something different.
Yeah, the small victories very much come into play. Complete more passes. Sounds very simple, but really start shorter stacking, a little bit of a dominator set perhaps. Get it moving, and then you can worry about keep it moving.
It also looks like they always have too many people in one place, to me.
Spiegel on the disc sends central to Navasa. Oh, that's Gonzalez, and she puts it forward. In for a goal. Guayota stretched to 7. They take half with that one.
Gonzalez, nice, quick reception, and it seems like she already knew that there will be a receiver there in the end zone. I guess that shows how clinical they are, and how well they know each other and how much they actually play with each other. So the chemistry is very obviously there for Guayota and not so much for Condor. Maybe the different surface makes it a little bit difficult for them, maybe not so much used to the speed of their receivers running on the sand. Can't really put that discs in the right places. But then again, I think spaces need to be created a lot more for them. While Guayota, yes, are putting on a show, and they have no problem with throwing the body around. We've seen another flying block there by Guayota, and they are getting ready to pull.
Yeah, Gonzalez there to Carolina Navasa for that goal. And Condor, Cantu sends deep. Is it going to work? Not quite, but that's as good of a chance as they've had all game, citing Zeleny Zabal that just missed by about a foot on that long shot.
I think even less. He maybe even touched it, I think. He was very, very close to it. But, yeah, that disc had a lot of speed. And, yeah, very difficult to grab that kind of a fast disc. Torta Alberto is going to pick that up for Guayota.
And looks to the inbound, floats one. There's a chance for a D, and indeed it's D. This could be the moment they break onto the score sheet. Cantu dumps back, Zeleny to Cantu. Pushed over near sideline, Torres. Left hand, backhand, and dropped stone cold out of two hands.
Guess a bit of a conservation of greatness after a great defense. A drop, unfortunately.
And back in the hands of Guayota, Ramos goes to Gabaldoni. And now Dorta. Leads up the sideline, in to the breadbasket. One more time for a goal. That's Nira Albardiaz Lorenzo with a goal. Guayota taking it to a snowman, 8-0.
Very painful, I think, for Condor to be in that situation. And yeah, even if you look at the pool play, I think they were a little bit more hopeful after having a universe point game, the previous game, unfortunately losing it. So Condor are going into this game with 2 losses so far. And Guayota, you would be surprised, they have 2 wins.
Yeah, the whole pool is 2-0 or 0-2, so 3 at the top, 3 at the bottom. Condor, based on point differential, before this game, were the best of those 3 teams with losses. But Guayota were the best of those 3 teams with 2 wins, with a +20 point differential. So they have been beating anyone put in front of them very convincingly up until this stage, and including this stage. From the end zone, Condors go to the big fella, Zeleny, and the next throw is turned over, knocked down in the middle of the field. So that's Oscar Gonzalez Betancourt, famed for so much of his beach play, particularly as one of the hosts at CFC.
And Perez picked up the disc, and looks like a very quick turnover for Guayota, giving Condor another chance. Ooh, wind up.
Put up the line. Completion on the far sideline. The spin around. Gonzalez goes to Zeleny, and Gonzalez again. Move made, Bautista. Motions and then goes to Garcia de la Cruz, sent deep. Bing, they're in the end zone. Condor break onto the score sheet. And they still have a long way to go, but it takes that first step to get moving anywhere.
Point for Condor. Great job for Theo Hall to get the first point and get them on the board. Would be sad for them, of course, to go out of this game with a donut, not for breakfast. It's a little bit late in the afternoon, but great work finally on the board. And yes, Theo Hall, the Colombian player on that roster, is from Cartagena, Colombia, so probably quite familiar with the beach there.
He was probably watching the Colombian National Championships that concluded yesterday of grass ultimates with a keen eye on that. I did mention earlier that Oscar Betrancourt, one of the hosts of CFC, also Sebastian Spiegel and Nira Albardiaz Lorenzo, two of the TDs. That's another great tournament that a lot of these Guayota players play part of the hosting for. If you haven't been to that one, I encourage you to get there. I know there's going to be some really good teams there this year, and it's going to be streamed for the first time by ulti.TV.
Great recommendation. I will definitely tune in. Not sure if I will be able to go this year, but yes, I recommend you all to tune in.
Yeah, what ulti.TV will have an ulti.TV team there as well, so I recommend that you cheer them on. So they'll need your help. We're just a bunch of commentators and producers. Far sideline, now dump back. Diaz centers to Spiegel. Gonzalez motions every fake and throws it. Had a miscommunication with Spiegel and missed by quite a bit there.
Yeah, looks like Gonzalez there just to try to put it in one place, but nobody was going there. But she was set on sending that disc in that particular spot, regardless if anyone is going there.
Condors shoot deep, and it's hanging, and it's a bit too far out the back.
Birdwell, American on this roster, yeah, tried really hard. Like, you can see that he was going for the disc, but yes, too far for him. Once again, very tall player, 6'2" or 188 centimeters, but even that was a bit out of reach for him.
Basti Spiegel picks up the disc. You look at those break chances there, 11-1. It kind of is a pretty good reflection of what you see on the scoreboard. Diaz to Spiegel. Spiegel living, of course, in the Canary Islands. A German-born player who represented Germany at the last World Games. Spiegel fires up the line, gets a completion there. Continuation, bounce to the far side. Gonzalez to Diaz and hits in the corner. That is another goal for Andrea Carretero Ulloa, and Guayota stretch it 9-1. Yeah,
with 25 minutes of elapsed time, we are only coming to approximately halftime mark. Looks like it's going to be a quick game. However, of course, hopefully Condor will get their act together and punch in a few more points, get themselves a better position in the pool. Of course, we're still in pool play, so yeah, mixed pool plays are very long. I think they're 3 days long, if I remember correctly.
Into the third day easily. Yeah, not beyond. So, but into tomorrow, we'll still be in pool play in the mixed division.
There's still a lot to play for them, and point difference, especially considering the standings of the pool right now, could be quite important. So Condor maybe not really looking to win it from the get-go, but of course scoring a few points. Pool.
And it's not like the EREF algorithm where every goal counts for everything, but the matter of one placing could come down to point differential, and the matter of one placing could determine fate from moving to power pools and secondary pools. So the points do all matter. Fighting till the end is still very much valuable. Gonzalez on the far sideline.
Definitely not like, oh, long shot. Let's see completion. Nice.
On the goal line now, Condor looked back and then forward, tried to find a seam, did find a seam through Altamirano with the assist after the chase, and it's Gonzalez with the goal.
Great fake, moved the mark just enough to open that window and to squeeze the disc into the end zone for Gonzalez. Yeah, no, I think the defender bit on that disc and even, I think, touched it. So great defensive pressure, but moved just enough to open the window into the end zone. So Condor with their second point, looking to get their D-line on. I'm sure they already rotated a few players. It would not be easy to play that many points with only 2 breaks for them. So, but their D-line will get a proper bite right now at Guayota's offense.
And a big pull gonna go out the back. Only just a couple of feet, but that will give a very advantageous brick mark starting point.
It feels to me that on the beach the brick mark feels even more advantageous than on grass, as I think it's almost a third of the field, maybe even more.
I haven't done the maths on the proportions, but for me, I agree that it does feel like even more of an advantage. Spiegel. Ooh, looks and goes over the zone. This Condor zone we've seen a few times. 3-player front does leave some wide open, as you see right there. Dorta had nobody on, and now Diaz open in front of the end zone. Pops over top, Diaz, far side, Gonzalez. Diaz, near corner, little shake, and then the bake. There's the forehand in for the goal. Diaz on the reception. And Guayota put double digits onto the scorecard.
Diaz is showing us that he's not only a handler. I think he got almost every second touch of that disc, but he can also do it in the end zone. And yeah, quick pop cut and yeah, give and go. He was there in the end zone for some time, standing completely alone, not believing that nobody is throwing to him. But in the end, oh, no look forehand. Guayota is playing a confident game there.
Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
Do you know the Harlem Globetrotters?
No.
It was a 1980s, 90s popularity. I do believe they still exist, but a show basketball team. They always played the Washington Generals, and they always beat them, but they would, you know, a lot of behind-the-back passes, no look, some crazy clown-like antics amidst the game.
Right, I get the reference now.
They really put the showmanship in a game. It was a show more than an actual competition. And they had great theme music. If you back home want to Google Harlem Globetrotters music, you'll get some good whistling to start things off.
Nice. Good idea. I think during the break sometimes when there is thunderstorms and lightning, very, very frightening, maybe something that you could do. Find yourself a nice earworm.
We got more music references now. Here we come. Underneath, Lustalot. Working hard and fires, does just miss. Gonzalez hits the hands, but unable to haul it in. It came in at an odd angle and just not quite enough on it.
Yeah, couldn't close the hands on that disc, and that was a little too far. I think the bit was there, but he wasn't ready for it. Couldn't throw his body upwards, and giving Condor another chance.
Bautista Goes around to Garcia, and he gets the disc back again. Put forward, high arcing. Bautista, the big body, goes up, but doesn't have a Euro disc in his hand to reward his efforts. Just off the fingertips. Little bit of contact there going for the final play.
Yeah, I was about to say a little bit of contact, but I think he was avoiding contact more than he was actually initiating it. So, yeah, pretty good body control from Jimenez Perez. Spirit
Big
captain.
Shot deep. Gonzalez gets it smacked away, and there was contact that time. And this time it will be discussed as Gonzalez Betancourt believes he got mugged a bit there.
Yeah, I think there was a lot, considerably more contact on that reception. But I don't really have a perspective from the get-go, but I think maybe the defender actually had position earlier.
I quite agree. He was turned and facing the disc as well. And a retracted call. Love to see it.
Good spirit.
And that's a turnover. I think they get to see that on the Jumbotron. What a great assist it is to have the ability to look at it one more time and see it from a different perspective. It brings out the best spirit in everyone. Fire deep. Looking for a reception, and they get it off a second bounce there. Lostalat now spinning around. 5 meters out. High release pop pass for continuation. Bautista goes around again with a high release. Gonzalez. Guayota tightening the lanes. Gonzalez pops one over, and the long arm of Bautista collects another. Fires inside and right into the defense. Guayota steal it back.
Once again, looks like they can't really find these narrow channels. Guayota knows where it will go, and looks like we're gonna have a timeout called by Guayota this time. It was a long point. We'll take a quick break ourselves.
Have you ever loved something that doesn't love you back? One More Year, the ultimate graphic novel, now available on Amazon.
(10-2) the score. Guayota after an 8-0 lead. Dimitri, they've been trading for the last 4 points. That's something.
And this particular point had 5 combined turnovers for both teams. And I think Guayota doesn't like it. I think that was the reason why they called a timeout, to finally center themselves and play the game that they normally play and not just throwing the discs away. However, yeah, Condor are finding themselves and finding their rhythm a little bit better. So hence, like you said, trading a little bit more. And yeah, looks like we've got set. Yeah, Guayota. Yeah, we are back in play.
Jimenez with the disc, fires forward. Next throw connects again. And now the throw for goal, and Jimenez did a great job getting all the way upfield for the goal after initiating that from his very own goal line. 11 for Guayota. they push ahead and break once again.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to finish this point as the line was, all of the players on that line were getting quite tired, and just maybe make a particular set play. It looked like a set play, to be honest. Just a couple of passes on the line and the leading pass for the score for Guayota. And yeah, well done. Great strategic decision to call that timeout for them, which is bringing us just 2 points away from 13. Oh, Liam Grant on the background.
Look at that glorious red caterpillar mustache and Australian groomed mullet blowing in the winds here. The Irishman from Lahinch. A stranger to no beaches.
I think he's enjoying this weather more than the sun earlier or yesterday.
No, I don't think so. As little melanin as he may have, he still manages and loves the sunny weather on these beaches, despite being used to maybe some more inclement stuff in Ireland. The underneath comes, and Condor stick on the far sideline. Cantu gains meters, goes back to center, bounces off of Torres Castillo, and Guayota will pick up again. Boom, they've shot deep straight away. It looks like the separation is good enough. Indeed it is. Feet jumped in, and it is Marta Ortiz Añeros with another goal. 12 for Guayota there, one away from sealing things off.
Yeah, Aneros there made a perfect read of that disc and perfectly weighted throw just on the line, but she jumped it in. And the first point of contact, of course, was in the end zone, bringing us to, like you said, the game point, essentially.
Aneros had a great season this year with Berlin Jinx playing on the club scene on grass. They fell short. They got a bronze medal, but certainly had championship ambitions all season long. I'm sure those same ambitions remain here as we're going to go Inception mode, droning in on the Jumbotron, as you saw the seafront, the ocean front in the back there. A little bit of swell coming in, some waves in the back, as messy as it might be out there.
I just hope no more rain.
We all hope the same. We've had enough today.
That's true. I've had enough this week. I was here since Thursday. I got rained for 2 days. So the last 2 days were a bliss. But today, the bliss was over, unfortunately.
Navasa sends that pull right to the back corner. What a pull by Cristina Navasa. Gonzalez takes the disc just a meter out of her end zone, and then another completion. Laustud. Lostalot. And that one's picked off by Navasa.
Yeah, interception.
Betrancourt goes upfield, gets another completion there. Alvar Diaz not in, and Betrancourt, and that is the game. 13-2 Guayota, having their chance under the ulti.TV lenses to show the world that they are legitimate contenders. If there was ever any disbelief, this would put those disbeliefs to rest.
Absolutely, yeah. Guayota showed us how it's done. However, they did have a few hiccups. That particular point, a couple points ago, where they've had, I think, 3 turnovers, but still generally a very dominant performance by them. That last point as well, yeah, they are not shy to play small spaces as well. So yeah, Guayota under our lenses, like you said, showing us how it's done and bringing that game to a closure. Great work by volunteers, collecting some signatures. And any last words?
That one is in the books. So that keeps things moving on through the tournament. Pool B will take Guayota to 3-0 now, while Condors will have to settle with being 0-3. We'll be waiting for more results. I know that RFO are playing against Padova. Those two teams were undefeated. One will have to have a loss. Here's the game stats. These are going to be lopsided.
Yeah.
Anything that really jumps out to you, Dimitri?
7 turnovers by Guayota. I think that's quite a lot for them, to be honest, in my opinion. Break chances, 16. Well, yeah, they converted how many? Yeah, good conversion rate. But
yeah, I agree with you, though. 7 turnovers seems a lot. Only 17 for Condors. They were made to pay on a lot more of those, of course. But that does stand out a little bit to me as well. The one stat that's not on here, total passes would be a very interesting one in this one. I think Guayota would have plenty more because of that long run at the start of the game where Condors couldn't really get anything going, couldn't get single passes going on a lot of their possessions. If you have a look at the whole beach here, looking down from Praia del Roca, and the beach, a beautiful scene today, got gray, got wet, but still looking down there, what a glorious tournament setup we've got here with more action to come all week. It's very exciting stuff, isn't it, Dimitri?
It's amazing. Yeah, it's my first experience in any capacity, this time as a volunteer, on any of the major or regional tournament on the beach, and I'm amazed and I'm excited, and I would love to do more beach ultimate, of course, and come back here next year.
Yeah, keep your sniffer on BULA. Anything BULA does is a success and turns to gold, I swear to you. So this tournament bound and already a great one. And Guayota, a very great team after disposing of Condor there. A wonderful day in some inclement weather. Thank you all for joining us. For Dmitry Doroshenko as the drone comes on in, I've been Stefan Rapazzo. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, ultimate.
ulti.TV